Call me LTL FTP. You look tired. Are you sleeping enough? Eating enough? I don't mean to say you look bad, but you should try to smile more. Is that good? Is that good? I don't think you like it. Is that what you're saying? You don't like my smile? How dare you? Right? Is that good? Oh my god! Do I still have this? Oh, that's good. That's very good. Anyway, I wanted to go over real quick the balance changes, give my opinions on them really quickly, maybe make it a video. Who knows? Knows. And tell you if I think it's that big of a deal. And if anything, you could just at least see the changes in this nice little condensed video. That won't be that condensed. It'll be in like 15 or 20 minutes long. Let's move myself out of the way. Not this way. Whoa, okay. Okay, we do that so much and it's just like you're killing it. Okay, so the first thing, change on balance. I'm just going to focus on the balance. I'm not going to focus on the like skins and stuff like that. If you want to see the skins, there's a link down in the description if I do post this video, which I probably will, where you can see them. You know what? Never mind. Look at the skins. Wow. Vampire. Dude, I've been playing a lot of vampire games lately. I don't know what this is, but like I kind of got a vampire fetish. Is that okay? You guys cool with that? There we go. There's the new stuff. The biggest thing that they've added in is the expanded custom game options, which is huge, right? This is something that we've been asking for forever, and I'm super excited to try it out, but we don't think it's possible to do in the PTS. Do a lot of wonky stuff. Disable health regen. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe. That could change some things. Global cooldown reduction. We could do like a 0 CDR. Maybe not a 0 CDR, but like a really low cooldown game. Really goofy stuff. Crank up the movement speed with that. Hilarious. We could play an Instagib game. Saris Instagib, the ultimate dodge fest. I would dig that. That was a great idea, cuz. Starting credits, you can make everyone have max credits at the beginning or to have nothing. Maybe put the starting credits down to 0 and then maybe do something along the lines of if you could dictate how many credits you get per turn or time or whatever, you can make it so there's like a no credit game. That would be weird. Item auto buy. So the auto buy button is at the top right of the screen. When you open up your items, you can just click it. Bing bong. Get it gone. Cassie is no longer free. Oh, the champion roster. I was like, Cassie's always free, dude. She's busted. But never mind. It's talking about the free champion roster. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's get to the balance. The most important thing. Most of the on-killing blow effects have been converted to on-elimination effects, except for mark mechanics related to Lex and Tyra. You'll see these changes below for each champion who has such card. So I know Buck is a huge one, right? With the reset off of a kill. Now it only has to be elimination, but we'll go over that when we actually get to it. Huge item changes. Doesn't look like it's huge, but it is pretty huge. So pretty much Veteran and Haven got, I think, nerfed. I mean, Veteran definitely got nerfed. It got its value increased, but it's got its cost increased way more, right? So Veteran definitely got nerfed, and then Haven got nerfed slightly less, right? I still think Veteran is probably going to be worth it, at least to get to level 2, and then you go for Haven 1 or something. Guardian, increased scaling value. So Guardian is now better. I've never used Guardian in my entire life, dude. I mean, like, you usually want to get other things quicker, like Resilience, or maybe get a little boost to HP. Maybe you want to grab Rejuvenate. Maybe you want to grab whatever. And then by the time you start wanting to grab Guardian, if shields are an actual issue for the other team, they're going to be picking up Wrecker. So Guardian just has terrible, like, bang for buck, really. But then again, I rarely see people buying Wrecker. So maybe I could be wrong. Illuminate's got its cost increased. Sky is super excited about that. Can't wait. Provision is replaced with lethality. Now it increases your movement speed by 20, 40, 60% for 2.5 seconds after you get an elimination. No one was running provisions, dude. Nobody was running provisions. There were times that I would consider it, and then I was like, nah, I don't want it. This makes it even easier for me to decide never to get this item. I am an old man, and I have this very simple thought process. I'd rather get a flat 10% movement speed than 40% movement speed after I get an elimination. Also, it's only 2.5 seconds. I'm a big believer in 3 seconds as the minimum time to be able to take advantage of something. On to the Revolver for Androxus. Cursed Revolver talent has now been added to his base kit, and I believe this is a slight nerf. Fire an automatic revolver, deal 550 damage over 0.5 seconds, has a maximum ammo of 6, and a fully effective units up to 50 units. I think this is a little nerfed. I could be wrong. It's what I'm hearing a lot of people. Now, the Cursed Revolver itself got reworked into your revolver applies an effect, which you guys probably have seen the video I posted recently, that's essentially crack shot, like Strix, where you do a shot, it does a stacking debuff, like a dot, and you can stack it up to 50. I believe the farther you shoot away, the less it'll stack up. But the big thing, too, is you get a reveal if they're taking damage behind a wall. So it's easier to kind of pop shoot them, like jiggle peek, jiggle noodle, whatever. And you just have vision on them. It's really good. Keeps them out of combat. I myself am going to be just taking advantage of the fact that I never have to left click a bunch to be able to fire with Androxus, and just accept the fact that I can now hold it down and have Godslayer at the same time. The dream. Spiteful was changed, whatever. Vengeance was changed, whatever. Like, I'm never touching anyone with Defiance. Get out of my face. I mean, I am maybe to finish them off. Or if I just can't hit a shot and then I just hold right click down and close my eyes and pray. That's usually how I play Androxus. So Androxus overall, Changed for the better, but probably overall nerfed. And now a lot of people are saying the Cursed Revolver is now going to be mandatory to make up for the fact that he lost his damage. I disagree, but I also suck with Androxus, and I don't know anything about this game. I'm just here to read the patch notes and give my opinions. My poopy opinions. Take it with a grain of salt. Betty La Bamba. I've always felt like she was a little bit rough. She just didn't feel like she was pumping out the damage she needed to. They buffed up her damage. So I don't know, man. I say I don't know anything about this game, but there's a lot of times I play something and I'm like, this feels like this needs to happen. And I don't really make a big deal about it, right? I'm not contacting Hi-Rez and telling him this stuff, but then it just happens. And I'm like, maybe that's the general consensus. Maybe Hi-Rez sees that too. So it makes me feel a little bit better about myself. A little bit. So grenade damage got buffed up by about 50 all across the board. And then increase the reload speed by 10%. Halo bombs decrease the damage per explosion and reduce the knockback per explosion. Bomb King, sticky bombs, removed midair inaccuracy. They've removed a lot of midair inaccuracy in the game, and I love that they did this for Bomb King, because a lot of times if you're popping in on somebody and you're trying to like rain bombs in and you're just throwing it right at the target and you just see the bombs just spraying off to the side of the screen, it's a great feeling. But now you can jump in on people a lot better. Increase your movement speed by 3% for 4 seconds after hitting at least one person with a detonate. What? Hold up a minute. What's so funny? What is this? Detonate your right click? Increase your movement speed by 3? That's not right. Hold on a minute. I got the PTS up. Let me check this. Bomb King. Bomb King. And it doesn't have a cooldown? Why doesn't it have a cooldown? And why does it last for 4 seconds? Remember when I said 3 seconds was the minimum time that I think that something is useful? What the hell, dude? The thing is nuts. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know why he needed that. I'm okay with it. And apparently Beitachi is saying it stacks. But if I were to make a loadout with Bomb King right now, I would probably do something along the lines of like extra health, that. I don't know, dude. Like maybe bump it down a little bit. What am I missing out on? The King's Cord? Do I want King's Cord? I mean, King's Cord is good, man. Get a little backdraft up in here at a level 1. That's King's Cord. I said backdraft. King's Cord's right here. We bump that up. We bump that down. We bump that down. I do like Shock and Awe maxed out, though. 5-4 King's Cord at a 3. Is that even worth it at a 3? Who knows? Maybe I try something like that. I gotta try out Shock and Awe. I will be playing Bomb King today. What are my thoughts on carrots? They're okay. They're a hard okay, my friend. Reduce your active cooldowns after getting an elimination. I believe this used to be a killing blow. Now it's an elimination. Fair enough. Buck, Stomping Ground. Reduce all active cooldowns after getting an elimination. That was 100% a killing blow. Now it's an elimination. Kind of scary. A Megaton got reworked for Cassie. Increased the explosion radius by blast shot by 5% up to 25%. So I've heard a lot of people saying Megaton was absolutely abysmal to play against. It just wasn't fun, right? You get hit with a blast shot, your whole screen shakes, you get knocked up in the air, and you're just dead. I don't think Cassie really needs it. I think Cassie can nearly go in there like naked and just do fine. But I think this is better because this just wasn't fun to play with. I didn't have to go up against Megaton that much, but when I did, it was like, that's not fun. Nothing to say about that. Corvus, a bunch of minor changes. I know very little about Corvus, so I can't give my opinion on this, but they're all really minor stuff. Dredge, remove the in-air inaccuracy with Harpoon and Curse Howitzer. I always think of like Howitzer from the Big Bang Theory, right? That's right, I've watched Big Bang Theory. Cue laugh track. Okay, that wasn't the button, sorry. Reduces time to activate Kraken, which is pretty big. I have no idea if this is going to make it actually possible to kill things. I think you still need to like really catch people off guard and with their movement ability on cooldown. Drogo's Thrill of the Hunt. Reduce the cooldown of thrust by 13% after getting an elimination. Okay. Eevee Avalanche. Increase your movement speed by 8% when if you get elimination. So this is an elimination change. This is an elimination change. This is an elimination change. I think the numbers are all the same. Could be wrong, but it's off an elimination and not killing blow. Fernando, Last Stand. Reduce the healing scaling and making it so it's the active threshold where you have to get to the HP is now lower. So you don't get the healing until you go to 35%, and it only heals you for 90 per loadout card that you put in there. I still think it's like a decent pointer, right? 1, 2, 3 pointer. I wouldn't put too much into it, but if you're just looking for something to fill, it's legit. Incinerate. Increase scaling value. Wait, they buffed Incinerate? Wait, what's Incinerate? Is Incinerate the one that reduces the cooldown of your Fireball? Shut the front door. Hold up a minute. Fernando. It is. Cool. It's not bad, man. It's a low cooldown. So 0.25 is like an extra 25% extra off your cooldown or something like that. Like 10%. I don't know. Math, dude. I'm not talking about it anymore. But the biggest change for Fernando is Hot Pursuit. No longer has an internal cooldown. So the Hot Pursuit, this is increase your movement speed by 32% for 3 seconds after hitting an enemy with Fireball. It used to have a 5-second internal cooldown, something like that, right? Like, it was to the point where you had to hold off on fireballing because the internal cooldown was ticking. Now you can fireball on cooldown, and as long as you hit someone, you have that constant movement speed. A lot more movement speed for Fernando. I think that'll bring him up. Furia, Kindle Soul, reduce the size of the targeting cone, so making it so the auto aim heal is a little easier to control. I like that. Solar Blessing, increase healing every second from 2,000 to 3,000. Added a small 0.3 second delay for which you cannot reactivate Pyre Strike, so you can't like throw it and then reactivate it right away. And then added a minimum duration that Pyre Strike will exist in place after reactivation regardless of the initial duration remaining. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but what it means is if you were to throw a Pyre Strike and then after it travels for like a second, you say stop, you're going to get a lot of healing out of that beam because the beam hasn't been out there for that long. But currently, before this patch, if you throw a beam really far away and then you tell it to stop around to the point where it was almost not even going to travel even farther, when it sticks there and it starts healing, it's only going to heal for like a second or something like that. It's not good. Well, this says it added a minimum duration, so it doesn't matter how far you throw your beam, your Pyre Strike, it still is going to sit there and heal for a minimum amount of duration. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it's going to be, but I would hope like 3 seconds minimum, something like that. That seems fine. Maybe 2 seconds. Who knows? Grok, Spirit's Domain. I like that change. I do. Spirit's Domain got buffed up by 50. I know I've definitely posted my Grok video. My thoughts about healing changes like that with Cauterize exists. It's whatever, right? Grover, this one I also think I posted, but I wanted to make sure that I emphasize this. Blossom, the base kit, decreased the burst of the healing from 800 to 650, but now also applies a healing over a time effect for 300 for 2.5 seconds on hit. Grover can now see his own healing circle radius. So this one right here, biggest change in the game. It's huge. Okay, maybe it's not the biggest change in the game, but it's an amazing change. I love that. As for the decrease of the burst healing, you lose 150 heals, but you gain 300 over 2.5 seconds on hit, giving you essentially more heals with the button that you press with a Q. So it's a buff, right? It's not a buff. I think this is a nerf to me, especially when you get in the late game. It's mostly the heals that you're getting cot free, right? So a person has to get out of cot, take the heal, and then stay out of cot for 2.5 seconds. I'd rather just take the extra 150 life flat out if I just find that split second when the cots dropped off. It's not that big of a deal. I do think it's a small nerf. I could be wrong. Just in the heat of the battle, I think it's a little bit of a nerf. Crippling throws increase their damage. Cool. And then throwing axe removes midair inaccuracy. Deep roots. Crippling throw chains up to 2 people, causing a healing aura to manifest around them, healing nearby allies for 150 every 0.5 seconds or 2.5 seconds. That is 750 healing. 150, 300. 300 times 2 is 600. Then 600 plus 150 is 750. That's 750 heals over 2.5 seconds. That's 300 health a second. And Rampant Blooming got its change to heal for a burst of 500 and additional 300 over 2 seconds at the location when you finish vining. Like Crippling Throw just flat out got a buff, right? It used to just chain 2 people. Oh no, it doesn't root people anymore. Okay, that's just a bad change. Never mind. That's a nerf then. I forgot what deep roots did in the first place. You still cripple them, which is still important. But meh. Probably nerfed both, right? And I think this is a nerf to his base healing. Inara, removed in midair inaccuracy. For all you Inara gamers out there fragging your butts off, rejoice. Bouncing Inara is now a thing. Definitely got to try that out at some point. Genos got his damage increase. It's his ultimate increase, which means now, Amani, if you maxed out the HP card, you could survive an ultimate from Genos. Now I don't think you can. Does this make it so Binary Star got buffed too? We'll have to see. Kanessa, decrease the damage with your carbine by 180 to 170. Decrease the time to fully charge a shot from 1 second to 1.2 seconds. And this is one thing I hate. Decreased accuracy in the air and after jumping. What? So I can't like jump peek and stuff like that? And is this in after jumping? How long do I have to wait for like the accuracy bloom to come in? I don't know. I don't love that change. I don't think it was needed. It feels gross. The extra time to charge, I don't think is going to be that big of a deal. 15 seconds, hopefully. Disgusting. Nah, dude, it's fine. Not gonna stop Kana. Kana just goes up on a cheesy spot, just blasts us all without even moving an inch. Dude's sipping a margarita while he's blasting us. Transporter, reduce the time before you teleport from 1.1 seconds to 0.95 seconds, making it so the insta teleport is no longer as needed. Maybe it's still all about going to reposition. Oppressor Mine will no longer target mounted enemies and reduce projectile speed by 20%. I don't even know what projectile speed means. Like how fast you throw it? Maybe. Mr. Pope TV coming in with a raid. Party of 39. Big boy raid. Thank you so much for the raid, buddy. Hey, yo! That looks like Rugrats for a second, but maybe it's not. It is Rugrats inspired? That's awesome. I'm so glad. Regrets for life. Who would win in a boxing match? 5 rounds. Stu Pickles or Dr. Mario? Can Dr. Mario throw pills? Is it a free-for-all? So Stu Pickles gets his inventions, right? And then Dr. Mario gets the pills and the cape. But you did say a boxing match. Stu Pickles all day. Just a boxing match. Yeah, the reach is just rough. I mean, you gotta aim down too, though. That's weird. You can go for like some overhead smashes on the head. That might cause a concussion pretty quick. Some brain scrambling. I think Dr. Mario goes 3 rounds and gets TKO'd. 3 rounds, though. You bet money on that? Stu always has the high ground. Oppression now also increases the cooldown of Oppressor Mines by 2 seconds. Boop. That's good. Less freaking Oppressor Mines to deal with. Reduce the scaling value with the generator, which I think is a reduced cooldown of it. And then Power Supply makes it so... I don't remember what that does. I'll be real with you, dog. But, you know, some nerfs to Kinessa. I'm sure a lot of people will be happy with that. And mainly the nerfs to Oppression. Not a big fan. Not a huge fan of this, like... I'm okay with the damage nerf. I'm okay with the increased charge time. Yep. Not a huge fan of accuracy. I would rather them personally reduce the damage of a shot by like a charge shot by like 50 or 75 or something, and then keep the accuracy. It's so weird that this is the patch that they're removing all this midair inaccuracy and then adding it to Kinessa. You know, a sniper who's supposed to be incredibly accurate. Whatever. Let's not get into lore here. Kami hates lore. Koga, Galestorm. Generates 3% energy after hitting at least one enemy with Skewer. I never hit people with Skewer. Generate 50% energy when earning a killing blow with Skewer. Where now it says generate 3% energy after hitting at least one enemy with Skewer. There's a lot of changes that haven't gone through yet, so that's nice. I could just jump on the PTS and look at the old one. Okay, so this is probably better. This is definitely better than getting a killing blow. Lex, Retribution. Your marked target now is a UI element to indicate they've been chosen for Retribution. That's good. Normally, they can tell if they're close, because it'll say you've been revealed. You look around, you're like, why am I revealed? It's because you're being revealed from Lex's mark. But being able to see that you've been marked in general, no matter how far you are, it's a little bit of a help. Does it matter? I mean, Lex is still coming at you and holding that left click down, and you're probably going to die. So good luck. Leon, Inheritance. Reduce your active cooldowns after getting elimination. Used to probably be killing blow. Now it's after an elimination. Don't quote me on that. Heart of Crimson. Decreased knockback applied by your shots by 55%. I didn't know left click knocked people off. I didn't know it had knockback. I learned the hard way when I was trying to like do something to Infernal Ceres on Ascension Peak, and I was on like the stairs that go up to the room or whatever, and I'm on the railing and she just shoots me and knocks me off. Beautiful. Blood Hex has its range increased by 10. I love this. I hate the range on it. Is she still overtuned? Maybe. I don't know. I never really felt like she was overtuned, but a lot of people said she was overtuned, and all they did was just increase her range. So maybe they can nerf the healing a little bit. I don't know. I don't feel like she's overtuned, but I could be wrong. I like these changes. Maldamba, Mending Spirits. You get an even bigger old eerie presence now if you miss your shot. It's nuts. I think Chronos 3, you can literally machine gun your right click into a wall. Make sure to do that in spawn. People will love you for it. Octavia, Distortion Field. Sucks butt, but it decreases radius and reduces duration. The marksman rifle has its damage reduced, but is increase the effective range and increase the minimum damage done at maximum range from 50 to 55%. And then probably the biggest change, which is actually, in my opinion, huge, is you can now use the jump keybind to stop in midair after you leap up in the air or when you're falling. The fact that you had to right click to stay in midair felt absolutely awful. Now I can just hold the jump button down to stay in midair. I can see where I want to aim, and then I can right click, and then if I lose them, I can unright click and then aim at them again and then right click again. Love the change. I might actually start playing a little Octavia. Probably not, but I do definitely want to try this out. Pip, Mega Potion got buffed. Cool. And they re-added the self knockback afflicted by the potion launcher with this talent equipped. I don't know exactly why it was causing issues, but it was apparently causing issues. Rom, Subservience, stupid. All your living allies are healed for 2% of their maximum health for each soul harvested. What are we looking at here? How many souls can you harvest? Like 40% of their maximum health recharged? This applies to all allies regardless of range. So everyone on the map gets that heal? Am I reading that correctly? Am I dumb? Did I not realize how stupid it was? I thought they had to be in range, like somewhat in range, at least line of sight. This just says all of your living. Why would they think that's okay? That's a little mini Ying ult on like a 10-second cooldown or something. It's not that insane, but on paper it sounds broken. All right, fair enough. Ray, Spirit Link no longer prioritizes allies over enemies. Fair enough. And Refreshing Break reduces scaling from 0.2 to 0.17. I think this is the one where you get increased ult charge, or you give them ults every single time you get healed. Correct me if I'm wrong. Shaolin, Sand Trap now also increases the cooldown of Imperial Arrow by 1 second. More like Sand Crab. Right? No? Okay, fair enough. I don't think it's big of a change. I don't know how often Sand Trap's being picked up, but it might not be picked up as much. I'm going to cry if Recurve becomes the go-to thing. So Ray, don't really know. Shaolin, apparently he needed a little bit of nerf. That's fair. Sky is going to be something that I want to focus on just a little bit and just say, what the hell were they thinking? because I reread this talent and it blows me away. So the wrist crossbow is as its effect increased, or its effective range increased, so you can left click from farther away. That's nice. And then preparation was reworked, and I was like, fine, preparation, I never used it, I thought it was booty. What's the new one do? While hidden is active, reduce the damage you take by 75%. That's pretty good. Increase your movement speed by 20%. That's pretty good. But reduce the maximum duration of hidden to 2 seconds. Now, whenever I read these things, at first, I always read it as it takes off 2 seconds of your hidden. So if the default hidden duration was 8 seconds, now it's 6 seconds, and you can't get it higher than that. But then I reread it, and it's like, it reduces the maximum duration of hidden to 2 seconds. You get a 2-second stealth that allows you to take 75% less damage, 20% movement speed, but you get it for 2 seconds. Only on hidden, not on stealth. So you're talking about with the smoke bombs, right? It just doesn't seem worth it, because you can't shoot while in hidden. So I don't know. I think it's a pretty terrible talent, personally. But it's replacing a terrible talent in the first place, so like, cool, it's a talent I'm not going to use. 2 seconds of stealth. So it's something you use like in mid-combat. You see a big damage coming in, boom, you pop it, move around a little bit, get a little bit less damage done to you. Fair enough. I don't think this does anything for Sky. I don't think it does. Strix got a base HP increase from 2,000 to 2,150. Kind of out of left field for me, personally. Don't think you needed it, but whatever. More power to you. Tiberius. Bladed chakrams now increase the damage by 25 and the bouncing damage, which I was real sad about. The 25 damage. Your heavy blade is 6% faster, and the reduce the cooldown of your crouching Tigron by 2 seconds. That's not the problem with crouching Tigron. Crouching Tigron sucks because it has no maneuverability while in midair. It has like a 4-second wind up is what it feels like. So yay, I get to use this terrible talent, or this terrible skill 2 seconds earlier than I normally would. It doesn't seem whatever. But Tiberius got buffed, and his Q is now going to hurt even harder. Be ready for that. He's just a walking Q machine. Nothing has changed. Torvald, recharge now affected by Guardian. Guardian is the one that increases the effectiveness of your shield. Tyra, auto rifle, damage increase. Again, didn't think she needed it, but she got it. Accepted. Trailblazer, generate 3 ammo after getting elimination. I'm assuming it used to be after killing blow. Whatever. Va2, reduce the effectiveness of damage reduction during dash. You have damage reduction during dash? Like base damage reduction? Didn't know that. Interesting. Sorry, we're flying through the rest of this real quick. V, heavy SMG. The automatic was buffed. I felt like his heavy was his best all-rounder in general, so I take those. Burst was increased. Explosive dodge can now be used in the air. Bombs will only spawn if you're close to the ground, and bombs spawned by the dash can now be shot and destroyed. This is quite literally the biggest change that they've done in the game for this patch. They have 300 health, and it smoothed out the damage fall-off curves for all the fire modes. So you can shoot the freaking bombs, dude. You don't have to just run around and just wait for them to go away or run over them. Amazing. This ultimate was incorrectly taking too long to charge its fear. It is now properly 0.35 seconds. Fair enough. The ultimate got buffed, essentially. Talents. Overcharge. Reduce the time before the damage occurs to 0.8 seconds. And the feared. Reduce the active cooldowns after getting elimination while in burst mode. Whatever. I don't really know about that. But the fact that you can, like, dash in midair is nice. And bombs have 300 HP. You can kill them. That's great. Moving on. Victor, assault rifle got buffed. Good. Burst rifle, burst mode got buffed. Good. Victor feeling kind of booty a little bit lately, you know? Just doesn't pull out the damage that he needs to and has little to no burst mobility. Too many people that can just jump on him and stuff like that. Of course, if you draft around him in a ranked game, sure, but like Victor just seems like, it's like, why play Victor when I could just play like not Victor? I don't know. Vivian got buffed. Not super excited about this, but it happened. I don't think Vivian's ever really been that big of an issue. I just don't want more douches running around with their shield like going, bah, 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 bah. Yag. So form swap reduce and increase the damage of your caustic spray. Okay, that's buff. Devour, increase the base HP health, buff. Reduce time before ultimate breaks. Or reduce time after ultimate breaks, buff. Reduce time after the pull begins. Before the pull begins, buff. Reduce the minimum distance from 50 to 45 units, buff. Her ult just got buffed across the board. A lot of people were griping about her ult. It got buffed. Cool. And then Talents now increases the caustic spray damage from 40 to 42. So a little bit of damage increase with the caustic spray by base and with the talent. They still haven't changed it to where you have a reduced sensitivity while in turret mode, and it's gross. Like, it's just not fun to play with. Apparently Infernal says she's going to be talking to them about it. I hope it's not intended. It's the same thing when I played Risk of Rain. I had literally downloaded a mod or like edit a config, so when I sprinted, my sensitivity didn't get cut in half. They finally added in an in-setting option to turn that off. I don't know why it's ever enabled. I don't know who the hell wants that on. At least they have that setting. Hopefully they can turn that off with Yag. Who the hell wants it? Life Exchange now reduces the cooldown of Shatter if you miss your Shatter here. Heal. It just goes in line with Maldamba. That's great. Infernal. Speaking of Infernal, rating me with a party of 69 as I'm finishing this up. Much love. 69 viewer rate. Nice. And then Zen, fan the car, fan the flames, reduce the cooldown of Villo 14%. After you get an elimination, you no longer have to get a killing blow. That's insane. And you also get the movement speed with Heartless after elimination. But that is the entire patch notes with the balance side. Let me know what you think about it. I think for the most part, I like a lot of it. The things that I am a little bit confused about, I guess the Corvus thing, but I just don't know anything about Corvus. A little bit sad about the Grover, but I guess it was kind of needed because a lot of people thought Grover was busted. Really sad about the decreased accuracy in the air and after jumping with Kinessa. I just like being able to jump shot stuff, but like maybe it was needed. But screw that, no it wasn't. Nothing really crazy changing, and we really have to try out Subservience to see if it's as broken as what it says, but a couple people at least were saying in chat that it's not as broken as it sounded. My favorite thing, the V change, you can shoot the bombs. My least favorite change, Sky, the new rework of prep feels booty. That is my final thoughts. Again, let me know about your thoughts in the comments, but it's time for me to head out of here. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Hey, thanks for watching. I'm not gonna be one of those people who asks you to like and subscribe, so...
I'm not gonna ask.